Have you ever woken up gasping from a nightmare? Heart pounding, sweat on your forehead, only to realize it wasn't real? The fall, the chase, the darkness closing in, all of it just a dream. Yet, in that moment, it felt real. Your breath quickened, fear rushed through you like a wave, and then you woke up. Now, pause and think. What if many of the fears we carry each day are just like those dreams? Not dangers out there, but illusions in here, in the mind. When we don't clearly know ourselves, our vision blurs. Stress begins to feel like truth. Worry begins to feel like reality. We believe we are trapped even when we are free. Maybe ignorance isn't the absence of knowledge. Maybe it's the absence of light. The light that lets us see what is already there. And this idea of light and vision isn't just a metaphor for the inner world. Science too reminds us that the way we see shapes the way we live. Modern neuroscience tells us that our beliefs and expectations don't merely reflect reality. They filter it, even shape it. That is why two people can face the same situation and feel completely different. Quantum physics takes it even further. The famous double slit experiment shows that when no one observes the path of the light, it behaves like a wave, creating an interference pattern. But the very moment we watch, it collapses into distinct particles and appears as a band. As the ancient rishis said, Yata drishti tata srishti. As is the vision, so is the creation. When your inner vision is clouded, the whole world feels dark. But when that vision clears, the world doesn't change. You change. So let us clear that inner lens and see the truth that has been with us all along. My dear friends, let me share a story not from some forgotten scroll, but from the living silence of the Himalayas. The story of Swami Vivekananda. Swami Vivekananda, in his early wanderings through the northern mountains, once found himself alone in a thick forest. Suddenly a rustle, then stillness. A royal Bengal tiger emerged. Most of us would have frozen in terror or maybe run away. But Swami Vivekananda stood still, calm, aware and unshaken. No fear, no reaction. The tiger paused, stared, and then turned back into the forest. When Swami Vivekananda was asked about it later, he simply said, "The tiger looked into my eyes and retreated. I saw no fear, for there was none in me. I am not the body, I am not the mind, I am the self." These words spoken by Swami Vivekananda come from ancient teachings, Advaita Vedanta, shared over 1,000 years ago by Adi Shankaracharya in the Nirvana Shatakam. I am not the body, I am not the mind, I am not the intellect, nor the ego, nor memory. I am not the ears, the tongue, the nose, or the eyes. I am the very form of consciousness and bliss. I am Shiva, I am Shiva. Swami Vivekananda captured this truth when he said, "I am not the body, I am not the mind, I am the self." He lived them in every breath and every step. And when he uttered them, it wasn't mere speech. It was truth in motion. And the world didn't just hear, it stood still to listen. He had touched the Sat, the unshakable awareness within. So both modern science and ancient wisdom agree on one thing: there is a deeper you beyond body and mind. And when we connect to that witness, we not only find peace but also change the way the world responds to us. In part 1, we explored the first line of the mantra Asatoma Sadgamaya. Lead me from untruth to truth. Now let us explore the deeper meaning behind the second and third lines of the sloka, where ancient wisdom speaks of light beyond darkness and life beyond death, truths that even modern science is beginning to touch. My dear friends, Namaste. Welcome to Sloka and STEM. I am Mahesh Mohan Mamunooru and this is CM Hub, where tradition meets technology and ancient slokas illuminate the principles of modern science. If our journey kindles your curiosity, don't forget to like, share and subscribe to the channel. Let us move from darkness to light, from the fear of mortality to the realization of the eternal. Let us gently light the flame within and light it now. Let us journey through Tamasoma Jyotirgamaya and break it down the way we do. Tamaso, from darkness. Ma, me. Jyotirgamaya, guide to the light. Lead me from darkness to light. Darkness here is not just the absence of sunlight, it is the fog of ignorance, the uncertainty when we don't know what's true. Light here is not just the diya that you light or photons that emanate from the sun. It is clarity, it is understanding, and above all, it is awareness. When the ancient sages chanted Tamasoma Jyotirgamaya, they weren't pleading for a lamp or a flame, they were invoking something far deeper. Lead me from confusion to clarity, from ignorance to understanding, from blindness of thought to the brilliance of truth. For our ancestors, darkness was both physical and mental. It wasn't just the absence of sunlight, it was the absence of understanding. At night, they looked up and saw millions of stars glittering in the sky, but they had no idea what they were. In the morning, they watched the sun rise. By afternoon, it became a blazing ball, pouring heat and light with full intensity. For thousands of years, they lived in this darkness, asking simple but profound questions. Why does the sun rise? What are stars made of? What lies beyond the sky? They had no scientific answers. There were only myths. There were only stories and guesses. And they were just wondering about what all this is. They were truly in the dark. And then came the light. Not the physical light of the sun, but the light of curiosity and reasoning. The light of questioning and human thought. Slowly, one answer at a time, they began to understand the world around them. They measured shadows to tell time. They tracked stars to navigate seas. They studied patterns in the heavens to predict seasons. But the astonishing part is our ancient sages were already unraveling mysteries of the universe long before telescopes or satellites existed. They could predict the time of sunrise. They could predict solar and lunar eclipses time. They mapped the alignments of stars and planets and studied the astrology. They understood the progress of human life. That moment of moving from the unknown to the known is what Tamasoma Jyotirgamaya truly means. The journey from ignorance to awareness, from confusion to clarity, from blindness to vision. This is where science enters. Science is the disciplined pursuit of this journey. It picks up where myths end and curiosity begins. It replaces I think with I know, not through belief, but through scientific evidences, which we call it as proof. In the year 1666, Isaac Newton sat in his room with a simple prism. A beam of sunlight passed through, and out came a rainbow. It looked magical, but it was science revealing that white light held many colors within. This was not just an experiment, it was science taking us by the hand. Come, I will show you what light really is. From that moment came spectroscopy, the tool that lets us analyze light from distant stars and discover what they are made of without ever leaving Earth. In the 1860s, James Clerk Maxwell revealed that light is an electromagnetic wave, just one part of the vast invisible spectrum. What our eyes perceive is only a small fragment. Beyond it stretch radio waves, microwaves, X-rays, gamma rays. And when these rays strike a metal surface, they can eject electrons, a phenomenon known as the photoelectric effect, the very science that powers solar energy we harness today. Interestingly, centuries before, the sages of the Ishavasya Upanishad had expressed this in timeless poetry.
Om Hiranmayena Patrena Satyasafihitam Mukam.
The golden vessel of light covers the face of truth. Isn't that what modern science discovered? Light isn't just brightness. Behind its golden covering lies the hidden truth, photons, which we call it as a discrete quanta of energy. What the rishis intuited as a wheel over truth, Einstein mathematically uncovered. What Maxwell demonstrated with equation, the rishis envisioned in metaphor. Light dazzles, yet conceals. To uncover truth, one must look beyond the golden covering. Then came quantum physics. Light turned out to be both wave and particle, photons that could be split, entangled, and even teleported. These discoveries gave us lasers, fiber optics, quantum computers. Each invention, another lamp placed along humanity's path. Today, every innovation we enjoy, from electricity to the internet, from vaccines to space travel, it is the result of moving from darkness to light. Every breakthrough in science is another verse in humanity's endless chant of Tamaso Ma Jyotirgamaya. And this journey isn't just out there in the cosmos, it is inside us. Neuroscientists like Dr. Christoph Koch have found that when we suddenly understand something, when awareness switches on, billions of neurons fire in synchrony, producing gamma waves 30 to 100 vibrations per second. It's a mini light show inside your head. And rishis called it as Jyoti, the inner lamp of awareness. And science now measures it in hertz and brain scans. Tamaso Ma Jyotirgamaya is not just a prayer, but the very process of discovery, the method of science, the story of humanity itself. Our sages gave us this mantra thousands of years ago, and modern science gave it the tools, equations, instruments, and experiments. Yet the soul remains the same: to seek, to question, and to move towards the light. Whether it's a photon racing at 3 into 10 to the power of 8 meters per second, a laser unlocking the secrets of quantum computing, or a realization glowing quietly in your mind, it is all about light. From the sacred flames of a Vedic yajna to the precision beams guiding robotic surgeries, from the fog of the doubt to the clarity of truth, this is a journey from darkness to light. Let us journey through the third line of the mantra, Mrityorma Ma Amritam Gamaya, from death to immortality. And let us break it down. Mrityo, from death. Ma, me. Amritam Gamaya, lead me to immortality. Lead me from death to immortality. It's a prayer that lives in every human heart, whispered in the temple or felt in the silence after losing someone. But here is the thing, it's not asking to live forever or to turn into some machine that never breaks down. It's asking a deeper question: what really dies and what never does? Vedanta says, you are already immortal. you just forgot. The body changes, ages, and one day stops working, but the real you, the awareness in you, your consciousness, it is not born and nor does it die. Death belongs to the body, but the self is never touched. And that is the real immortality Vedanta speaks of. And what does science say? Scientists like Dr. Christy Spalding and Dr. Jonas Friesen have found something amazing. Your body keeps renewing itself. Skin every month, gut lining every week, blood every 4 months, liver every 1 to 3 years, bones every 10 years, muscles every 15 years, heart very slowly over a lifetime. Even your brain changes except for few special neurons. So here is the puzzle. If most of your body's atoms change every year, what makes you still you? And Vedanta answers. Awareness that's been watching from the start, from your childhood to what you are now. And Vedanta compares it with an ocean and a wave metaphor. It says, you are not the wave, you are the ocean. Waves rise and fall, but the ocean remains. And interestingly, physics agrees. Quantum scientist David Bohm said, everything we see as separate is actually part of one deeper field of energy. The Upanishads called it Brahman, the unchanging source of all that is. Think back to a memory from when you were 5 years old. Now think of something that happened just yesterday. Your body has changed, your thoughts have changed, so much in life has changed. But the one who remembers both is the same. That unchanging sense of I has always been there, and that is your immortal essence, the part of you that never grows old. So next time when you light a lamp, remember it's not just a ritual, it's a reminder from darkness to light, from fear to freedom, from death to the truth of what never ends. Now the question arises, why this matters today? This mantra is eternal, and maybe we need it more now than ever. Today we are surrounded by noise, fake news, endless scrollings, filters that hide more than they show. And now understand the mantra. Lead me from falsehood to truth, and lead me from darkness to light. Understand the reality behind those fake news. You will have more clarity in life. Our phones and screens are even rewiring our brains, making it harder to focus, easier to feel stressed. Stanford's Dr. Anna Lemke calls it dopamine dysregulation. In simple words, our brain's happy chemical gets knocked out of balance. Too much scrolling, binge watching, or gaming floods the brain with quick highs. And when the rush fades, we feel lower than before. So we reach for the next hit and the cycle continues. That's why this mantra isn't just ancient poetry. It's medicine for the modern mind. Asatoma Sadgamaya, Tamasoma Jyotirgamaya, Mrityorma Ma Amritam Gamaya. These are not just words from an ancient prayer. They are the eternal map of human spirit guiding us home. Live with clarity, love without fear, walk lightly, from illusion to truth, from ignorance to light, and from the shadow of death to the freedom of truly living. My dear friends, today we have traced this journey through the wisdom of the sages and the lens of science. And in our next step together, another ancient sloka will open its doors. And once again, we will walk through carrying both the torch of tradition and the light of discovery. Till then, take care. Bye-bye.